I guess expedience says, well, we're going to suspend the rules out of expedience. We need to move this along. Do you want to come back to a special session? But it all serves a hidden agenda. And if it was just expediency, if it was just like, hey, we're up against the clock, let's get these things through, that would be one thing. But when you look at the bills that come through on that fast track, a lot of them are things like the funding of the Great Salt Lake, or the agreement to swap out all of San Juan County SITLA sections to other counties. Things like that. It's like they know this would not stand the public scrutiny, so they come through at the last minute. It used to be that the budget was the very last bill that was passed on the last night of the session, and the first year I was up here, it had the tax reform bill on there, and it was a good bill. It cut taxes by a lot, but it was a bad bill because it put in a gas tax. It did a lot of it. Fell really far short on that, and we come there on the last day. Out rolls the bill with amendments that had been made, 10 minutes previously. And I just had to say, well, there's no way I can vote for this. Number one, it was detrimental to rural, so I said I can't support it. It was almost where it needed to be before, but now you pull this last minute switch. You got to have people that will stand up, legislators that will stand up and vote no on that. I was talking to the Freedom Caucus guys in Washington D.C. because they have state freedom caucuses, and I said we need one in Utah. They came back and they said, we want to come. Utah's really good on their social issues, abortion and gun control and all these things, but on their fiscal issues, everybody votes for the base budget. And I said, well, that's like the culmination of the whole session. It's like working all session and then voting against the base budget is. They said, well, you're going to have to stand by that, because basically they're saying, come call us next year. We'll see how you do on voting for that base budget. But a lot of pressure to go along, to get along. There's a lot of deliberate effort to concentrate power, and I think that's a top-down thing. We see that in the governor's office with the state of. Sorry, I'm just going on and on here, but state of emergencies. He wanted Governor Cox asked for a state of emergency for flooding. Well, we were coming back in 30 days. I said, well, let's just do a 30-day state. We don't need a 90-day state of emergency. Let's just 30 days. In 30 days, we'll see how that's going. And instead of saying, we disagree and we're going to go the 90 days, which they did, and rejected my proposed amendment. But the next day, there's an op-ed out from the governor castigating those short-sighted representatives who tried to do this thing and overwhelmingly defeated. And it's like, that's not necessary. You wanted 90 days, you got 90 days. I would have preferred 30 days. Defending your powers, your emergency powers, that way seems greedy. It seems too much. But the answer to the question, I guess, is elect people who will stand up.